are a little pressed for time. I know you guys are all staying here. You want to get to dinner, have some fun, have some more drinks, have some more tequilas, enjoy Margaritaville. Again, thank you, David, for allowing me the opportunity to come here and share with you some knowledge and tad bits of what I want to share with you today. So a little bit of history about myself. Obviously, you guys know I have a very long name, so my name is Meyling Montelongo Novarte. I'll just say it again in case if everybody missed it, which I doubt. But I've been in the title business now for, let me just call it what it is, since diapers. I was put into this business not by choice. My mom owned a real estate brokerage, a Century 21 brokerage, and a title company all throughout my elementary school years, my junior high, and my high school years. So it was only natural that I would become who I am today. I did want to be an aspiring real estate attorney, but of course, life took a different toll for me, so I ended up being in the title business. I really dove into what it was that we did on the title ends back in 1999. My mom hired a coach, and her goal was to bring up and build the title company to where it would be in $5 million in profit sales. So that she wanted a large title company. And we were on track for that. We had 13 offices. We had a several team of employees. So a lot of what I learned in that time as far as coaching and building has been something that I have implemented and still implement in my personal business. I share with my own personal sales team, and I also share with my agents. And that's how I basically lead generate, is by giving something back of value to the real estate community. So I know a lot of you here are real estate professionals, and sometimes it's weird because you're just like, you're a title agent. But I am a title agent. And believe it or not, I had this conversation with one of the brokers today. We are a great resource for real estate professionals. We deal with every single type of real estate transaction that there is. You may have a real estate transaction that we close where it had its own story, its own journey. And you may have had one that had a different story. But neither one of you ever have the same experience. Title agents, we experience it all. So it only makes sense to look at us as a success partner or someone that can be as a resource. So a lot of the things that we do at New World Title is we try to figure out what is it that we're seeing real estate agents do? How are they being successful? What can we give back to our real estate community and share with them? So this in particular system, I called it the GPS, but I'm sure a lot of you, once you see what the template is, it's nothing more than the 135 plan. I'm sure if you were in Keller Williams, I think RE/MAX may have also done it as well. They advocated a lot on this plan, and it does work, okay? So we're just gonna kind of go over the main goal, the three priorities to achieve that goal, and the 5 strategies. But what makes this GPS system so special and why I advocate for it so much is this part here, the 5 strategies. So David mentioned something about using a CRM, time management, time blocking. One thing that I always share with my personal sales team is put in your goal. You're gonna have your goal, right? We're gonna talk about 3 priorities, 3 separate things that you want to do. But where we're really going to dive in is into your strategies. Because whatever you're putting in your strategies, guess where that's going? On your calendar. That's how you're going to time block. Because these are things that you have to do daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So this is an amazing plan, and I love sharing with it. Part of the business planning, and I'm sure you guys will kind of go through all of this throughout the rest of the weekend, is building your brand. So you all know you have to have your brand, what sets you apart, your theme, your color, your logo. What is it that makes you the best real estate agent within that community? Your vision, right? Where do you want to take your real estate business? How far do you want it to go? Your value proposition, to me, this is huge. This is a huge factor in your business plan and your GPS. What is your value-added proposition? And when you figure out what your value-added proposition is, guess what you can do? You can client profile. You can specifically target a specific client, a specific seller, a specific buyer. Do you want to go into the luxury? How are you going to profile a luxury buyer or a luxury seller? Where do you need to go? Where do you need to hang out? Where do you need to have dinner? Do you play golf? I don't play golf, so I'm just like, nope, luxury is not for me, just because I know where the luxury market is. You have to be able to connect and vibe with your audience, with your target client. So that's one part there. And then having a plan. And one thing that I see a lot of sales, whether you're in sales for real estate, mortgage, title, Beachbody, Avon, Monet, whatever it is executing. Everybody comes up and will do their entire plan. They'll do their business plan. They'll drive everything up. They'll sit there for hours, write it in a piece of paper, put it on the wall, put it on their dry board. But one thing that they always have a challenge is executing. Again, it goes back to why I love this in particular plan, because with the strategies, you can build your time block and you can build your calendar. I'll just kind of skip this part. Mind you, I got called yesterday to fill in. So I had to really do this overnight, and I had a couple closings. So this is just a sample, like I mentioned before, for those of you that may have been in Keller Williams or Remax. I know a lot of bigger brokerages have this same sample, but let's just kind of go over it really quick, and I can go ahead and share this with you. I recreated a template that I can share with David, and then he'll just email it to you guys, and it's PDF fillable, so you can kind of fill it out. I like printing it out, and as quirky as and corny as it sounds, I like putting it in a picture frame. So I'll print it out, put it in a picture frame, and that's part of my vision, like my vision wall. So it's like I have one here and I have one there. Because sometimes you kind of forget. So I kind of go through it and I'll see it, it's visual. So it's not only on my calendar, but it's on my wall. I see it all the time. So you pick out one main goal, whatever it may be. This is a sample of a real estate agent, a single agent, to close 45 transactions. So what does this person have to do? What are three priorities that they would have to achieve to reach that goal? So one is establish an online presence. I think that's vitally important, especially in the market that we're in today. Someone here mentioned that they do get leads off of TikTok. Who is that?
I just said it, but I don't.
Oh, I was going to say, I need to figure out how you do that. Wait a minute, hold on. Instagram. So an online presence, right? So I think that's vitally important, especially in today's society, especially where our real estate business is going for. Lead generate for new business daily. This goes back to what David says before. Lead generating, you have to time block on it. You have to be able to pick up that phone. If you do not have leads, you have zero business, right? So I think he made it really a good point on that. Organize your center of influence in a CRM, going back a lot to what David was saying, putting a centralized a CRM database and systematically grow and contact it. So those are three priorities. Now, these are just samples. It's going to be based off what your initial goal is, right? So now you have your three strategies, your three priorities, and then you're just going to come up with 5 different strategies for each one. And that's your plan. That's what you're going to start saying, okay, if I want to go ahead and build and establish an online presence, well, number one, I got to take out time to post daily or post 3 times a day. I got to come up with time. I got to set up time and really understand what time is my target audience online most of the time. That's a huge one. So let's put that into perspective for a second. So if you are targeting first-time home buyers, what is the schedule for a first-time home buyer typically? Probably a 9 to 5. So within the hours of 9 to 5, would posting around that time be an ideal time for them? Probably not. Maybe at 6:30 in the morning, or maybe at 6:30 at night, maybe at 9 o'clock at night. So figuring out the time that your target audience is online will help you schedule your posts and what you need to post. And there's like systems and tools on there. I mean, you have Facebook Scheduler, you have Canva Scheduler, you have OnlyPut, you have Later. I mean, the list is on and on and on and on anything and the assistants that you can use to now help you build that online presence, right? So now you have one idea. Now you got to block that time off. What else do you need to do to build an online presence? You have to have a brand. You have to have templates. Content. Where are you going to pull your content? Keeping current matters is a great piece. Is great piece. Your local board is great piece. I mean, you can pull up so much content from anywhere. Your MLS has content that you can pull up, and you can schedule that. So that's just an idea are a couple ideas of what kind of strategies you would need to develop when it comes to, all right, if I want to get 45, close 45 transactions, I need to build an online presence. One of the things that I see a lot of agents really not tapping into are ads. You want to put that in there. You want to build a campaign on Facebook ads. You want to make sure that your target audience is already on your demographics, but you also want to take the time to play around with the algorithm with your Facebook ads. One of the mistakes I see a lot of, even for me sometimes, because I had to learn this the hard way, you pay for 30 days. No, don't pay for 30 days. Do 7, do 10, do 14, stop it for 5 days, then restart it again. Because it'll take about a day for your ad to get approved and about 3 or 4 days for that ad to start circulating. So when you're looking at your algorithm, you'll start noticing that usually by day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10 is when you're getting the majority of your leads. And then you kind of stop it, give it a break, and restart it again. But that's just an idea for online presence. Lead generating. What are some things that you're going to do for lead generating? So this sample said lead generate every Monday through Friday for 3 hours, 9 a.m. to noon. Lock your phone. Go get a dial phone. That's your 3 hours. Okay. Meet with your accountability partner every Monday at 10 a.m. to hold you accountable, get goals. Be faithful to the calendar. Role play scripts with an accountability partner regularly. And obtain 3 new listings and 3 buyer contracts. So these are just, again, more samples and ideas for strategies on there. And then reaching out to your center of influence database. And I think that's about it. I was very quick and easy. Painless.